Hey out there, this is Wake Angel 2001, and we have finally reached the end of the epic four-parter of Robots from the Sky. The episode begins simply enough right where the last one left off. Eggman has recovered Hypnobot from the frozen lake and gives him a recharge, while Sonic and Tails are hanging out in Morristown. It's funny because Amy gives Sonic a call, and when the suggestion that she's his girlfriend comes up, he tries to play it cool, denying any romantic interaction, and playing the totally chill, disinterested guy in the phone. Like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna hang out with my friends up here. Yeah, no big. And like, okay, just remember that after this we have to think. Poop. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit annoyed at the will they, won't they thing, but, I don't know. Could be worse. Okay, so... laser. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so... After Dr. Eggman reactivates Hypnobot, he upgrades him with a laser and gets on his good side. So Hypnobot subordinates a bunch of the badniks, of course, and it's back to the whole thing. Back to invading Morristown. Well, that didn't take very long, did it? I mean, seriously, if we were watching these episodes back to back, it would look like Hypnobot was out of action for all of 10 minutes. So Sonic's leg is still bandaged up, but as we can see from the following action scene, it actually doesn't slow him down much. They must have given him some pretty good painkillers. So Sonic and Tails are being given a tour of all the buildings. Like, there's the library, there's the Center for Science, there's where the committee decided to make all the buildings look exactly the same. It's funny because buildings in the background look different. It's only these buildings that we're looking at that look the same. I'm guessing it's because they're only municipal buildings that look the same. Any living quarters and stuff are allowed to be somewhat unique. Or maybe, that's a living quarter, that's a municipal building, that's a power supply station, and, like, those templates are used over and over. It's kind of like a giant version of early SimCity. Okay, so, the Sonic's friends are all cleaning up the mess in the town when all of a sudden they see the robots start to fly overhead, and Amy is able to instantly tell that they're heading in the direction of Morristown. Because, yeah, she can tell just from a few seconds of a flight path exactly where a large group of robots is going, especially when it's a place that she's never seen before and has no idea what the actual coordinates are. Sure, she would know that. So when Fiendbot takes off, I'm calling him Fiendbot now because he's been suborned and is therefore evil again. Although, to be fair, he was helping with the cleanup before he got taken over again. So they all grab onto his legs because he's just been given a fly to Morristown command, not an attack anyone command. So they hang on to him so that they can provide backup for Sonic when they arrive at Morristown. So, we cut to Morristown, where Sonic and Tails are hanging out with Bolts and Myton, when one of Eggman's I think Megabot punches its way through the glass dome, and everybody starts to attack. Sonic and Tails, along with Sonic's friends, who all jump off of Friendbot, are actually able to hold their own for a while, but then Hypnobot starts to take over the town's citizens again. So not wanting to smash good guy robots, they decide to make a tactical retreat, especially after Myton is suborned, because that guy has rocket powered fists. You do not want to mess with him. Oh, and it's also kind of revealed that Bolts, he can tie people up with his arms and then cut them off to leave them tied up, and then his arm can grow back and sprout a new hand. That's a pretty cool feature. So they get back into the lead-lined shelter, and of course Styx is admiring it. I do like your bomb shelter, and you sprung extra for the lead lining. Awesome. And they realize that the only thing that can fight Hypnobot is organic life. But there's only 5 of them, and Sonic is injured. There was a point in the fight where he got hit in the leg, and he actually couldn't move for a bit. So although he's able to shrug it off and run still, it's clear that if he actually takes a hit there, it exacerbates the injury and he's paralyzed by the pain, if nothing else. So what happens next? A lot of stuff happens. This is another all action scene episode, so there's not really much funny stuff, except like when... Okay, I guess there's only really two major funny scenes. One is when Eggman is talking with Hypnobot, and he talks about how much they have in common, like, I once took over you, and I fished you out from the lake, you did not leave me to rust, like that other one. Oh, you hate Sonic, like, do you hate Tails too? Like, and they both say they hate Tails at the same time, and Eggman's like, did we just become besties? That's like that line, like, did we just become best friends? I think so. Yeah, that, like, we're instantly best friends now. I really gotta use that on someone one of these days. Okay, so that was one funny scene, and another funny scene comes with this. They realize that only organic life forms can fight against the suborned army, but you know, Sonic and his friends are only 5 people. They don't have the force to take out an entire city of robots. So Bolt comes up with the idea of making with an idea which Styx is at first going to shoot down. You're not going to make robot duplicates of us and then put our brains in them. And then Bolt is like, no, that's silly. I'm going to make robot duplicates of you and put your DNA in them. So we actually get a sound alike of the A-Team theme song. Dun, 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 dun. You know, the one with the notes changed just enough that it's not copyright infringement. So yeah, it's the A-Team song, the A-Team building montage, and we fight, and we build the robots. Now, okay, admittedly, my college major was in Earth and Space Sciences, and I only really know the basics of biology. Well, a little bit more than the basics, but, you know, I'm no biologist by training or degree, but, I'm pretty sure that it's not that easy to clone a living brain, because the idea is that these duplicates are going to have organic brains that would not be suborned by the hypnosis. So like, that means that they use the DNA of the friends to clone a fully formed adult brain, which is then placed into a life support system of a robotic body, RoboCop style, and given full faculties, full like a set of memories, cognizance, you know, language and motor skills, you know, because like, for assuming that Sonic and his friends' childhoods, assuming that Mobians develop at roughly the same rate as we humans do, language is a thing that we don't really fully get until we're about 2 years old. The fine motor skills, that's something that mostly develops when we're more or less 5. Like being able to coordinate well enough to walk, that's something that usually comes within a year or two. You know, full emotional maturity, that can take freaking decades. And it hasn't happened to me yet, and I'm past my 3rd decade. So yeah, apparently they're able to do all of this within the space of a montage. But let me tell you, the resultant robo-duplicates look awesome. If they don't get actual toys made out of them, I will be really surprised. Because they basically... Do you remember the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon? There was a pseudo-Sonic episode. It was a Sonic robot specifically designed to imitate Sonic, looking just enough like him that it would be able to frame him for crimes and stuff. So, like that, they kind of look like that, except like they look like the characters. They even have like mouths that move with lips instead of just like a mouth flap that goes up and down. They're really cool looking. It's a really great design. Like, this looks a lot more like Sonic than Metal Sonic does. And they can fly like Iron Man. So we get another fight sequence with Sonic and their Robo duplicates all fighting side by side. It's really an awesome scene, and we get to see them fight side by side. We get to see both Amy's hammer Destructibot's feet to the ground at the same time, using the sides that come off of one of those praying mantis robots from Metropolis Zone. We get to see the two Tailses take out Mothbot with their superior knowledge of mechanics. We get to see both Knuckleses running on opposite sides of the treads on one of the robots to do to make it spin around, and whoever accused me of skipping leg day, and you know you did it. You know you've accused him of skipping leg day. You know you have. So yeah, I mean, it's just a really great sequence. But in the end, Sonic, like I said, he takes a hit to the leg, which puts him down, unable to move, and the suborned Myton launches his rocket-powered fist at him. And what follows is a slow-motion sequence of Tails trying to intercept the fist. We see everybody helps here. Tails is trying to go, but everywhere like people are shooting at him and there's stuff going, but everybody is working to knock things out of Tails' path to give him a straight path, and he manages to get up to Hypnobot and knock his antenna off. The antenna apparently was tied into his systems, because once it gets knocked off, Hypnobot actually, for want of a better term, loses consciousness. He gets shut down. And then instantly all the robots stop attacking, including Myton's fist, which stops mid-flight right before it hits Sonic's face. Brilliant. So seeing Hypnobot down and the army suddenly only a few of his original badniks are left, so all the subordinate army is going to turn on him, he decides to beat a retreat. He doesn't even recover his bestie. So, wow. Man, this is intense. So yeah, the episode basically ends there. It's all, after this is falling action. They say their goodbyes and they go home. It's pretty fun. This episode is, like I said, it's mostly just a conclusion of a really long action scene. It's a good action episode. It's nice to see that, you know what? Sonic Boom seems to be having a parallel evolution with Adventure Time. I remember the first season of Adventure Time, it was based mostly around, humor. Action beats were pretty downplayed, and everything was kind of based around jokes and stuff. But as we got into the second and third season and move on, Adventure Time became more into action and lore building. And I'm really getting a sense that Sonic Boom is getting better at this in Season 2. We're seeing better action sequences. I mean, the action in this episode was even better than the season finale of the first season, which had Shadow in it. So, the action in the show is getting legitimately really good. So, yeah, I mean, this isn't really the funniest episode, but it does really deliver the action. And I know there's a lot of fans of Sonic who would rather see that. So, yeah, this episode was just pretty darn fantastic. I would highly recommend it. We'll see you guys next week.